In this video, I'll give sample answers for part 1, 2 and 3 topics from Cambridge IELTS Book 19. For each question, I'll provide more than one sample answer. If it's a yes-no question, one answer will be if you want to say yes and another for no. Noteworthy vocabulary with its meaning will appear on the screen. Let's start with part 1. The topic is international food. The first question is, can you find food from many different countries where you live? Here's a sample answer if you want to say yes. Yes, absolutely. Where I live, you can find a melting pot of international cuisines, from tantalizing Thai curries to authentic Italian pasta. The diversity here is incredible because the city attracts people from all over the world, which has led to a wide variety of restaurants and food markets catering to different tastes. It's a real treat for anyone with a taste for global flavors. Another sample answer for the same question if you want to say no. No, not really. The options for international food are quite limited where I live. You might find the odd Chinese or Italian restaurant, but by and large, the local cuisine dominates. This is mainly because it's a small town with a more traditional population, so there's less demand for exotic or foreign foods. It's a bit disappointing for someone who loves trying new things. Next question. How often do you eat typical food from other countries? When you hear how often in a question, it means they are asking you how many times or how regularly something happens. So your answer should include words like every day, once a week, never, usually, often, rarely, etc. So let's look at a few sample answers for this question. I eat food from other countries quite often. I'm a bit of a foodie, so I love exploring different cuisines. Whether it's sushi, tacos, or pad thai, I'm always up for trying something new. Plus, with so many international restaurants in my city, it's easy to indulge in global flavors. Another sample answer for the same question. I eat food from other countries occasionally. While I do enjoy trying new dishes, I usually stick to my local cuisine. I'll have something like sushi or a pizza when I'm out with friends, but it's not a regular thing for me. I prefer to eat what I'm familiar with most of the time. Another sample answer. I rarely eat food from other countries. It's not like I don't like it, but I'm more of a creature of habit. I tend to eat the same kinds of food regularly, and I find comfort in that routine. Also, international cuisine isn't very accessible where I live, so I don't have many opportunities to try it. And the last sample answer for the same question, if you want to say, never. I never eat food from other countries. My palate is quite limited to local dishes, as I prefer sticking to what I know and love. I've never really been adventurous when it comes to food, so I stick with the tried and true flavors that I've grown up with. Next question. Have you ever tried making food from another country? Sample answer if you want to say yes. Yes, I've tried making food from other countries quite often, and it's usually been successful. I enjoy experimenting with recipes from different cultures, and I've had some great results, like making homemade sushi and Indian curries. It's a fun way to expand my cooking skills and enjoy diverse flavors at home. Another sample answer. If you want to say, yes, I've tried, once but unsuccessfully. Yes, I've tried making food from another country once, but it didn't turn out very well. I attempted to cook a traditional French dish, and it was a bit of a disaster. The recipe was more complicated than anticipated, and the flavors didn't come together as I hoped. And finally, a sample answer if you want to say no. No, I haven't tried making food from another country. I usually stick to familiar recipes because I'm not very confident in my cooking skills. Plus, I prefer to enjoy international cuisine at restaurants where experts prepare it. Next question. What food from your country would you recommend to people from other countries? The answer to this question has to be very specific to where you are from. I'm going to give you a couple of examples, but you should talk about a local dish. It's best to stick to simple, common dishes that are well known. Talking about a traditional dish is a question that is often asked in part 2 of the IELTS speaking test. You can use the content from such questions to practice and prepare your answer. Just focus on describing the flavors, ingredients, and why it's special. Here are some useful vocabulary words and phrases for talking about dishes. Let's look at a sample answer now. If I were to recommend a local dish, I'd suggest trying idli sambar. It's a traditional South Indian dish that's very popular in my country. Idli are steamed rice cakes, and sambar is a spicy lentil soup with vegetables. It's not only delicious but also very healthy and commonly enjoyed as a staple dish for breakfast or lunch. Another sample answer. I'd recommend trying tacos if you're looking for a great local dish. Tacos are a staple of Mexican cuisine and are incredibly versatile. They consist of a tortilla filled with various ingredients like seasoned meat, beans, cheese, and salsa. It's a fun, flavorful dish that's popular all over Mexico and easy to enjoy. Let's move on to part 2 now. The question is about a law that was introduced in your country and that you thought was a very good idea. When choosing a law to describe, consider focusing on simple, impactful ideas. For example, laws addressing environmental issues, public health, or education. They often have clear benefits and are easy to explain. Here are some ideas. You could talk about plastic bag ban. Here you can use some of the advanced vocabulary related to environmental issues. You could also talk about things like compulsory school attendance, no smoking in public places, paid parental leave, public transport subsidies, and minimum wage increase. If you are uncomfortable with this topic, you could start your answer by acknowledging that you have basic knowledge about the topic. You might start with, I'm certainly not an expert, and very honestly, I don't usually stay too updated on laws that are being made. But there is this law that caught my attention, and I'll tell you what little I know about it. Let's look at a sample answer now. I have a basic understanding of this topic as it's not something I'm deeply invested in, but I can still discuss it effectively. The one law that I believe was a very good idea is the plastic bag ban that was introduced in my country a few years ago. The plastic bag ban is a regulation that prohibits the use of single-use plastic bags in stores and supermarkets. It aims to encourage people to use reusable bags instead of relying on plastic ones, which are often used only once before being discarded. This law was introduced by the government, specifically by the Environmental Protection Agency, in collaboration with local municipalities. The initiative was part of a broader effort to combat environmental pollution and promote sustainability. The ban was introduced around 5 years ago. The primary reason for this legislation was to address the severe issue of plastic pollution. Plastic bags were contributing significantly to littering, harming wildlife, and polluting waterways. The government recognized the urgent need to take action to protect the environment and reduce the ecological footprint. I think this law was an excellent idea for several reasons. Firstly, it has significantly reduced the amount of plastic waste that ends up in landfills and oceans. By cutting down on plastic bag usage, the law has helped mitigate the negative impact on marine life and wildlife. Secondly, it has encouraged people to adopt more sustainable habits, such as using cloth or reusable bags, which is a positive step towards environmental responsibility. Finally, the law has raised awareness about the importance of reducing plastic consumption and has inspired other environmental initiatives. Overall, while it might seem like a small change, the plastic bag ban has had a substantial positive effect on the environment. It's a clear example of how a well thought out law can lead to significant improvements in sustainability and public awareness. Let's start with part 3 now. The first question: what kinds of rules are common in school? Sample answer: in schools, there are rules about many different things. For example, students need to be punctual and arrive on time for classes. There's also a dress code that requires wearing a uniform or specific clothing. Additionally, rules are in place to prevent bullying and ensure everyone treats each other with respect. These rules help create a safe and orderly environment for learning. Another sample answer for the same question: in many schools, rules that emphasize discipline are quite common. For instance, there are strict regulations regarding punctuality and attendance. Students are expected to arrive on time and attend all their classes, with consequences for being late or absent without valid reasons. Additionally, schools often have policies about uniform dress codes, which promote a sense of equality and minimize distractions. These rules are designed to instill a sense of responsibility and order among students. Another sample answer: a common type of rule in schools focuses on safety and well-being. For example, there are guidelines about the use of mobile phones and other electronic devices, often restricting their use during class to avoid distractions. Schools also enforce rules regarding behavior in common areas like the cafeteria and playground to ensure that students interact respectfully and safely. These rules aim to create a conducive learning environment and safeguard students' well-being. Next question: how important is it to have rules in a school? Sample answer: having rules in a school is very important because they help maintain order and discipline. Rules set clear expectations for behavior, which helps prevent chaos and confusion. They also ensure that everyone is treated fairly and equally, creating a safe environment for learning. Without rules, it would be difficult to manage the classroom and ensure that all students have the opportunity to succeed. Another sample answer: Rules in a school are somewhat important, but they need to be balanced with flexibility. While they keep things orderly and ensure basic standards are met, too many rules can sometimes feel restrictive. It's important for rules to be fair and not overly rigid so that they support a positive learning atmosphere without stifling creativity and individuality. Next question. What do you recommend should happen if children break school rules? Sample answer. If children break school rules, it's important to have clear consequences to address the behavior. For instance, there could be detention or a loss of certain privileges. This helps students understand the seriousness of their actions and encourages them to follow the rules in the future. It's also useful to provide guidance on how to correct their behavior and make better choices next time. Another sample answer. When children break rules, it's important to offer support and guidance. Instead of just punishing them, schools should help students understand why their behavior was inappropriate and how to improve. Providing counseling or talking through the issue can address any underlying problems and prevent future rule breaking. Next question. Can you suggest why many students decide to study law at university? Sample answer. Many students choose to study law because they have a strong interest in justice and how legal systems work. They may be passionate about advocating for fairness and protecting people's rights. Studying law allows them to understand legal principles and contribute to making a positive impact on society. Another sample answer for the same question. Some students decide to study law because it offers a wide range of career opportunities. A law degree can lead to professions such as becoming a lawyer, judge, or legal consultant. Additionally, the skills gained from studying law, like critical thinking and problem solving, are valuable in many different fields. Another sample answer for the same question, which starts with I'm not sure. I'm not sure why many people decide to study law, as I don't personally know many people who have chosen this path. However, I guess it might be because law is often seen as a lucrative career. The potential for a high salary and stable job prospects might attract students. Additionally, the skills gained from studying law can open doors to various high-paying and respected professions. Next question. What are the key personal qualities needed to be a successful lawyer? Sample answer. To be a successful lawyer, having strong analytical skills is crucial, as you need to break down complex information and legal issues. Excellent communication skills are equally important to present arguments clearly and persuasively. A strong work ethic and being hardworking are also key, as the legal profession demands dedication and long hours. Next question. Do you agree that working in the legal profession is very stressful? First sample answer if you want to say yes. I do agree that working in the legal profession can be very stressful. Lawyers often deal with high-stakes cases and tight deadlines, which can create a lot of pressure. The responsibility of representing clients effectively and making important decisions adds to the stress. Additionally, the long hours and demanding workload can lead to burnout and work-life imbalance. Another sample answer if you want to say no. I don't think working in the legal profession is always very stressful. While it can be demanding, Many lawyers find ways to manage their stress through effective time management and seeking support from colleagues. Balancing work with personal life and developing coping strategies can help mitigate the stress associated with the profession. Another sample answer for the same question, if you want to say, it depends. It depends on various factors. For some people, working in the legal profession can be extremely stressful due to heavy caseloads and high expectations. However, others might find it manageable by developing strong organizational skills and maintaining a good work-life balance. The level of stress can also vary depending on the type of legal work and the specific environment in which a lawyer practices. I'll leave you with some vocabulary related to food and some more and some more. That's all for today. I hope these sample answers and vocabulary help you prepare for your IELTS speaking test. Don't forget to practice, and remember that using a variety of vocabulary can really make your answers stand out. Thanks for watching and all the very best.